Final then this evening is the Women's Open 100 metres freestyle.
Hello, welcome back to Ponds Forge for the final session of the SENER Open Championships of 2018 in Ponds Forge in Sheffield. So let's run very quickly through the program for you.
Lane 1 from the City of Leeds.
Here come the introduction to the swimmers first.
Lane 2 from Newcastle, Lola Davison. Lane 3 from Tadcaster, Ellie Walker. Lane 4 from the City of Sheffield, Kate Clifton. Lane 5 from the City of Leeds, Kira Schlossen. Lane 6 from the City of Sheffield, Alice Thickett. Lane 7 from the City of Leeds, Jessica Teal. Lane 8 from the Borough of Kirklees, Chloe Hurst. And in lane 9 from the City of Leeds, Isabel Goodwin. The final of the women's 100 metres freestyle.
Right, so as I was saying, 100 freestyle, 200 freestyle for men, 50 breaststroke for women, 100 breaststroke for men, 400 IM for men. That will be opening few events, relays at the end. 100 freestyle for women, should be a wide open event this. Kate Clifton did a 58.24, fastest time of the morning, but Ellie Walker and Kiara Schlossen will have something to say about the outcome of this race. Lead swimmer with the yellow cap in lane number 5. Also watch for a potential outside smoker, Alice Thickett of Sheffield, who knows this pool very well, and Chloe Hurst of Borough Kirklees. Had a good first 50. Who's going to lead? Ellie Walker from Kate Clifton, from Kiara Schlossen, then Chloe Hurst. But this race will probably change formation and maybe will be transformed in the last 25. There does look like there's a very powerful swim from Kate Clifton that might take her to the title here. Ellie Walker in 3. Not going to catch her. Kate Clifton's doing what she did this morning. Fastest time in the heats. It's going to be the fastest time tonight as well. 100 free. Title goes the way of City of Sheffield's Kate Clifton. 57.62. So that will get the job done from her point of view, and indeed from Sheffield's point of view too. Good opening gambit for her. Second place to Lola Davison of Newcastle, and third place to Ellie Walker of Tadcaster. I think Kiara Schlossen came in third. Sorry, it's Kate Clifton, Ellie Walker, and Kiara Schlossen. That's your 1, 2, 3.
Please welcome to the poolside the competitors in the final of the men's 200 metres freestyle. In lane 0 from Grimsby Aquatics, Oliver Duckworth. Lane 1 from the City of Sheffield, Charlie Brown. Lane 2 from the City of Sheffield, Kian Senior. Lane 3 from Derwentside, Daniel Morley. Lane 4 from the City of Sheffield, Jay Elliott. Lane 5 from Richmond Dales, Thomas Flower. Lane 6 from Derwentside, Oliver O'Halloran. Lane 7 from Newcastle, Adam Wilson. Lane 8 from Newcastle, Kieran Thomas. And in lane 9 from York City Bass Club, Jason Robson. The final of the men's 200 metres freestyle.
Well, we have the attached to this race some 2003, 2002 entrants. And Jay Elliott, who is 23 this year. So Sheffield, fastest with a 1:55 this morning. Should be fastest overall in this field. Where's the pressure going to come from? Thomas Fowle potentially from Richmond Dale. Daniel Morley from Derwentside. But you think Jay probably has what it takes, using as much of the 15 as he can. before he gets up into his stroke and is the early leader. Now there will be some people really going for it early on, trying to set a pace for themselves. And maybe Jay won't be leading at the 50, but expect him, like he did this morning, to come back quite strongly at the 50 turn. It is Thomas Flower, Jay Lilliott second, Daniel Morley in third, to Oliver O'Halloran, who had a very good swim this morning. Might just be able to sneak into that top three, but Jay Lilliott, who we've seen do the 800 and the 400 already this weekend, looks to be in pretty good form, pretty good shape, being tracked by Thomas Flower over the first 100, but everybody else just a little bit back off the pace. What's the split time? 54.91. That's not too shabby. Pretty good from Jay. Will be, I think, quite happy with that. Can he hold off the Richmond Dale swimmer, who's 4 years younger than he? Well, certainly getting a bit of a race, which is exactly what he wants, not him against the clock. Third place, there's a battle going on either side with Cian Senior and Oliver O'Halloran. But 50 to go, and the experienced GB swimmer looks like he's probably got this nailed. He's got 4/10 of a second over Thomas Flower. It's not going to be a real margin under the circumstances. Jay Lilliott to 1:55 this morning. Expecting to go a little bit quicker than that. Certainly has the race won with 15 to go. 1 and 2 seem to be pretty sorted. 3, however, not. Big bunch of them coming through, including Daniel Morley. Morley should take it. Jay Lilliott takes the win, though, in a 1:51.70. So that's a great deal quicker than this morning, as expected. Has been a lot quicker than that, been down below 150, but wasn't required tonight. Did what he had to do, as indeed Thomas Flower. 1:53 for him. And third place to Daniel Morley in a 1:56.58. Thomas Flower, well, he's done his best time, would have been the winner, but not to be. On for the 200 backstroke. Already won the 800 and the 400. That's a 200 too. That's 3 titles in those events. Obviously been in the relays as well. Still the 200 backstroke to come. Could get 4 titles, individual titles this weekend. Breaststroke up next when the
So we will continue the
guys who left the pool. We go to the far end of the pool for the introductions here.
Breaststroke. Welcoming in lane 0 from the borough of Kirklees, Emily Brooke. In lane 1 from York City Bass Club, Emily Robson. In lane 2 from Grimsby Aquatics, Eve Linton. Lane 3 from the borough of Kirklees, Georgina Wright. Lane 4 from the city of Leeds, Catherine Russell. Lane 5 from the borough of Kirklees, Avril Bowler. Lane 6 from Gateshead and Wickham, Zoe Price. Lane 7 from Skipton, Paige Fenton. Lane 8 from the city of Bradford, Hermione Rowe. And in lane 9 from the city of Leeds, Aaliyah Schlossen. The final of the women's 50 metres breaststroke.
First of our splash and dashes of the afternoon, 50 breaststroke. Later on in the programme, we'll have the men's 50 back. It's 50 free in the programme this afternoon. So loads of one-length races, quick races. So they're all over in a flash. This one will be over in about 34 seconds or thereabouts. Catherine Russell, best time of the morning, 34.48. Avril Bowler, not too far shy of her with the time. Maybe Georgina Wright can get in the mix as well, but it is that yellow cap of City of Leeds, Catherine Russell, who's at the front of the field alongside Avril Bowler. They're going stroke for stroke and nod for nod. 5, 4, who's your money on? It might well be on Avril Bowler, Borough Kirklees, who's going to sneak through and take this one. So win for Avril Bowler in a time of 33.97. Finish from her. Second is Catherine Russell. Third place going to Hermione Rowe. A quick check back and see whether that is a new personal best for Avril. Retired for this morning, see if we can find it. Yeah, 33.98, 33.97, so it is. By 1/100th of a second, a new personal best for Avril Bowler, winning the final. On to the men's 100 breast. Where's our next Adam Peaty coming from?
It is breaststroke final. In lane 0 from the City of Sunderland, Jay Manners. Lane 1 from Loftus Dolphins, Sean Armstrong. Lane 2 from the City of Leeds, Jake Lambert. Lane 3 from the City of Leeds, Jake Sykes. Lane 4 from the City of Sheffield, Oliver Crosby. Lane 5 from the City of Leeds, Jonathan Milner. Lane 6 from Halifax, Matthew Gureninus. Lane 7 from the City of Sunderland, Thomas Speed. Lane 8 from the City of Sheffield, Michaelo Rosenfeld. And in lane 9 from the City of Sheffield, Owen Ottaway. The final of the men's.
So under breaststroke, all grouped apart from Oliver Crosby this morning around the 106, 107. Into 104, is capable of getting to 102 mid on his best. Should be the class act in this field, but Jonathan Milner showing signs of really putting in some good swims this weekend, right across the board. Jake Sykes, his teammate from Leeds. Here's the opposite side of Oliver Crosby. Crosby into his stroke very, very early. Already getting a little bit of advantage even at 15. Certainly an advantage at 25. Crosby looking to establish authority on this, making sure that nobody's going to get into slipstream. Nobody's going to give him any kind of trouble. Jonathan Milner's trying to go with him, but at the moment, here's Oliver Crosby. So his best time is 102.63. What's this split? 29.68. One calls for close to PB, if he can bring it back at that kind of pace. He's going to find somebody else maybe arriving to his left to put a challenge on him. That's Jake Sykes, but he's quite a way back, so it in effect is Oliver Crosby against the clock. Doesn't have to worry about anybody around him. There's a whole load in line for second and third, but our winner, it looks been pretty much assured from the dive. Now, how close to 102 can he get? You could see him around about 102, 103. Not going to be too far shy. 103.96 will do for the win. Improvement from this morning, which is what you're looking to do, go in the right direction there. Second place to Jake Sykes, third to Jonathan Milner, so leads 2-3, but Sheffield with the win. Fourth place going to Oliver Crosby, fourth place going to Matthew Gureninus of Halifax. So next up, 400 IM, 100 butterfly for men after that, 100 backstroke, 50 backstroke for men, women's 200 fly, 200 IM for men, 400 freestyle for women, 50 free for men, 200 breast for women, and another splash and dash, the 50 fly for women, 200 backstroke, and then we are on to the relays. That's what the rest of this program has in store for you.
We will continue. Our next final is the women's 400 meters individual medley. Welcoming in lane 0, representing Newcastle, Krista Wilson. Lane 1 from Kingston upon Hull, Abby Bowden. Lane 2 from the City of Leeds, Ella Potts. Lane 3 from the City of Leeds, Charlotte Robinson. Lane 4 from the City of Sheffield, Amy Bell. Lane 5 from Newcastle, Madeleine Hardingham. Lane 6 from the City of Leeds, Martha Bradley. Lane 8 from the City of Leeds, Isabel Goodwin. And in lane 9 from the Borough of Kirklees, Chloe Hurst. The final of the women's 400 metres individual medley.
Hard, long, quite arduous weekend for the likes of Amy Bell and Madeline Hardingham. Done loads of events. Amy Bell looked very, very good this morning. Madeline did too. Separated out by a negligible amount from the heats. Could be a good head-to-head. Anybody go and spoil the party for these two. It's the blue outfit tonight for Amy Bell. Looking comfortable. We don't have a lane 7, so Laura Thompson, City of Leeds, has decided not to do this event. Front of the field on the butterfly. May not be separated out by too much, but Amy Bell will get to the wall first to split her 50 in. Oh, actually, Madeline Hardingham gets it just before, 31.41. Three of them separated by about half a second. Charlotte Robinson, Amy Bell, and then Martha Bradley. Everybody has their own strengths within the IM. Amy certainly has a very good breaststroke, which might come to the fore if she's not in front, and she may not be in front at the 100. It's tight between her and Madeline Hardingham. Hardingham just ahead in third place. I think this is where we'll see the strength of Amy Bell's breaststroke. Well, of course, the backstroke first, and then we'll see the breaststroke, but backstroke probably fairly similar between the Newcastle swimmer in 5, Amy Bell in 4, and they have broken away from the rest of the pack. So the two we expected to be at the front of the field are right there. Hardingham is just winning the battle on the backstroke, but as I say, I think when Amy Bell gets the breaststroke, if she's in range of the Newcastle swimmer, maybe where things change around. So it's Newcastle from Sheffield, and third place Martha Bradley of Leeds will touch the wall now, just with Charlotte Robinson pretty much hitting the pad at the same time. So Madeline Hardingham led after the butterfly leg. Looks like she will lead after the backstroke leg as well, but there's only about a body length advantage between 1 and 2, which may not quite be enough for Madeline Hardingham. We'll wait and see. Yes, Amy Bell is renowned for when she comes back on the breaststroke, and if it's tight, and it will be tight between these two halfway. I wonder how the race will develop from here on in. Expecting Amy Bell to be very close to it when she gets to the wall at the other end. Hardingham just ahead of Amy Bell. They're having their own race, and there's a phalanx behind, including Martha Bradley. Is Bell making any inroads? I think she is on the breaststroke. We're a bit of a camber here, so the clock will have to sort things out when they touch, but I expect it to be level, if not ahead of Hardingham. But Hardingham is holding her off. In front, or is she? No, Amy Bell gets to the wall first. That breaststroke really is a good weapon to have in the 400 IM. Hardingham just dropping back off the pace. Just shows you how important this stroke is within the IM. If you have a strong breaststroke, you really can change things and transform things very, very quickly. And that's what she's doing here. And perhaps her breaststroke is actually won of this race before she even gets onto the freestyle leg. Because look, she was about a body length and a half back after the backstroke, and now look at the difference. Transformation in 100 meters. Now she's got a couple of body lengths and a bit more. Amy Bell over Madeline Hardingham. No threat for second place at the moment. Hardingham's got a big gap, and then there's two going together. 6 and 2. Ella Potts of Leeds, Martha Bradley of Leeds. But should be a case of just bringing it home now for Amy Bell. 4:55 was her time this morning. .448 is the entry time I have in for her. So she'd like to be closer to 4:48 than the 4:55. Well, there's one thing for certain, unless she gets DQ'd, she has won this, and won this quite convincingly. Just amazing the transformation in a race like that. Halfway we're thinking, well, maybe the form book could be upset here, but Amy Bell had other ideas. And we'll bring it home by, what, 5, 6, 7 meters in the end by the looks of things. And Hardingham has been in that second place and not likely to be shaken from it for quite some time. So Amy Bell, what kind of 51 will be fine. I say, just like the previous races, don't need to do a PB here, just improve on your time in the morning substantially, and she has done so. Hardingham in second, Ella Potts for Leeds in third, and fourth is her teammate Martha Bradley. So 4:51 is for 55.86. So next up, we've got the men's 100 butterfly, and a little birthday message will come the way of one of the swimmers from Dad, but I'll do that after we've had the introductions. 100 back for women after that, 50 back for men, and the 200 butterfly for men will be, for women rather, will be next. But next event up on the program is the 100 butterfly for men.
Continue. Welcome please the finalists for the men's 100 meters butterfly. In lane 0 from the city of Sunderland, Stephen Clegg. In lane 1 from Halifax, Andrew Rain. Lane 2 from the city of Sheffield, Jack Toe. In lane 3 from the city of Leeds, Jonathan Milner. Lane 4 from the city of Sheffield, Cameron Brooks Clark. Lane 5 from Sheffield City, Robert Burton. Lane 6 from the city of Sheffield, Ruben Visda. Lane 7 from Tynemouth, Will Morris. Lane 8 from the borough of Stockton, Aidan Brown. The final of the men's 100 metres butterfly.
Happy birthday to Ruben Vista. 15 years young today. Dad was listening to commentary this morning saying he's enjoying it. Thank you very much for that. Happy birthday to Ruben. And what a way to round up his birthday would be if he could win this. And why couldn't he? Because it's a very competitive event in terms of time. No obvious winner. Now, could he be beaten by his teammate? That's the question. Just 4 or 5 who could win this. Jack Toe, Jonathan Milner, Cameron Brooks Clark, Robert Burton and Ruben all have a chance. But Cameron Brooks Clark, I think, was just metaphorically keeping his powder dry this morning. Has really gone off at a lick in the final. Red cap of Cameron Brooks cap as well in 6. And, funny, a lot of wash coming from Will Morris to his left-hand side from Tynemouth. At the turn, Cameron Brooks Clark from Jonathan Milner from Robert Burton. Ruben's got a bit of work to do over the second 50. He's going to get back into the shake-up here. Cameron Brooks Clark looks to be the strongest and the best, certainly the quickest at the moment for City of Sheffield in lane number 4. He's going to win this by a street. I said it might be close. Not going to be close at all. He really is powering his way. What a really good, bright and aggressive stroke and swim from Cameron Brooks Clark. 55.16. Goodness me, they took my breath away just how good that swim was. Jonathan Milner second place, Robert Burton 8.62, back in the back of the pack in the end. But that was great from Cameron Brooks Clark, which makes me want to have a look and see what his entry time is. 53.92. Well, he has been, quite a bit quicker than that, but that's how to swim a final. And basically just destroy the opposition, which is exactly what he did. 55.16. So Sheffield having a good afternoon. Amy Bell having won the previous event, the 400 IM for women. 100 butterfly for men going the way of Sheffield, who don't actually have anybody in the next final, so they can't do 3 in a row like they did in the relays last night, but They do have Ruben coming back for the 50 back in a couple of events' time. So he is up against Nick Pyle. So top 3 finish could be on the cards. 100 backstroke coming up though, being put into place. There's always a little bit of a delay. You know, the relays at the back end of the program. We have the women's 4x2 for the 14 to 16 years group, and 17 years 4x2 as well. I'll round off the program later. Right, I think we are just about ready to go for the introductions for the women's 100 backstroke.
Please welcome to the poolside the finalists in the women's 100 metres backstroke. Introducing in lane 0 from Derwent side, Annabelle McCrory. In lane 1 from Newcastle, Erica Best. The City of Leeds, Tia Ward. Lane 3 from Harrogate District, Anna Marley. Hannah Slater. In lane 5 from Newcastle, Neve Page. In lane 6 from Tadcaster, Ellie Walker. Lane 7 from the Borough of Stockton, Erin Donnelly. In lane 8 from Newcastle, Madeleine Hardingham. And in lane 9 from Morpeth, Hannah Seymour. The final of the women's 100 metres backstroke.
There are always eye-catching swimmers on a weekend like this who previously you hadn't really known too much about. Finding out more and more about Hannah Slater, who really has impressed me in the 100 backstroke. She goes in lane 4, wins 100 back, which I think is quite a wide open event, or should be. The way Hannah's been swimming this weekend, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. Madeline Hardingham, the Newcastle in there too. It's a bit of a Newcastle takeover here. Neve Page in 5, but Hannah Slater might be the kind of swim we're looking for at 16 years of age, just to push on, do a Lizzie Simmons in her teens. 104.19 this morning. She'll be leading at 50. Erica Best is second. Neve Page is third. Fourth is Anna Marley. I like what I see from Hannah Slater. It's a lovely stroke, gets things done very efficiently. Everybody else working very hard, but she's doing exactly what she needs to do. There is definite pressure on her from Neve Page, but you know what? She's seeing it all off. She's going to win this relatively comfortably, hopefully in a pretty decent time as well. Hannah Slater called it early, called it right for a change. 104.45. The only disappointing thing for me in that swim is she went slower than she did this morning. Didn't have to go any quicker to win it, of course, but we'd like to have seen her under 64 tonight in the 63s. But I guess she got the job done. Got the job done pretty well. Neve Page in second, Tia Ward in third, Anna Marley missing out for Harrogate in fourth. Yeah, a lot of potential there from Hannah Slater for the future. So 16 years of age, and we'll be talking about her and seeing her a lot more in the future. She's a definite one to mark your card on for Leeds, and indeed beyond. Leeds at the
in the backstroke ledges. I take this opportunity to point out that this weekend we've been helped by any number of volunteers, be they officials, be they stewards, and be they those in the back room. And can I ask that you show your appreciation, please? Right, would you please welcome to the poolside the competitors in the final of the men's 50 metres backstroke. In lane 0 from Derwent side, Lewis Maxwell. In lane 1 from the City of Sunderland, Zach Logue. Lane 2 from East Leeds, George Wild. Lane 3 Visda. Lane 4 from Newcastle, Nicholas Pyle. Lane 5 from Loftus Dolphins, Henry Hickson. Lane 6 from Tadcaster, Thomas Carswell. Lane 7 from Newcastle, Alfie Scott. Lane 8 from Derwent side, Aaron Beckford. And in lane 9 from the Borough of Stockton, William Ellis. The final of the men's 50 metres backstroke.
Well, if I was a betting man, and I am not, I'll be putting a pile on pile. Nick Pyle, lane 4, Newcastle, is on paper the fastest in this field. Birthday boy Ruben Vista will hope to get in the top 3, but Nick Pyle is on form. He looked to be this morning 25.76, something like 1.8 faster than Henry Hickson. Then he should win this at a relative canter. I'd like to see him attack his personal best myself, which I got down as 25.39. Maybe it's going to be today for Nick Pyle. Keep an eye on lane 4, see if anybody else can push him along. Always has the best start, into his stroke at the right time, and already has an advantage. It's a bit like watching Liam Tancock of old. Just blows the opposition away from the start. He is so far clear. Look, he's a body length clear, and more, and extending that lead. 25 low would be very good. Can he do it? No time on our board, so I can't tell you what he's done, because the timing device just went haywire at the wrong time. It's not up on the board. We know that Nick Pyle won it. I'd love to see a 25. He knows he's won it. We'd love to know what time he's. 3.9 is his best. We'll hope we have some times here. I came up on your screen, obviously, because that's linked to the board. We'll have a little bit of a delay here while we have to go to the count back. There is a backup procedure in the Omega Suite downstairs, which hopefully will provide us with some times, because I think that looked pretty quick from Nick Pyle, and if he is going to do a personal best, it'd be nice to have it ratified here. But something went awry, fortunately, with our technology for the time being, but fear not, there will be a time arriving. Not quite sure when, but we won't carry on until we get clarification on that. I must admit, all I was thinking about was how quick Nick Pyle was. Didn't really take into account anybody else in that race, but unfortunately at the moment we don't have a time for that race. We don't have the 1, 2, 3, which we will confirm for you at some point, hopefully very shortly. But I've no doubting our winner was, but somehow, some way, it does happen. Technology in this building is, what, 25 plus years old now, so we're having a little touch of the gremlins. But there will be a time appearing, because all the swimmers in that race want to know what time they did. There will be some who might be thinking, got a PB in the offing here, and they'd like to know. Nick Pyle knows he's won it. Did he win it in a 25 mid, 25 high, or potentially a 25 low? Can't tell you. Not yet. Yeah, we're trying to reactivate the timing system downstairs. There is a manual count back, so there will be those times stored somewhere in the computer down in the bowels of Ponds Forge. Just need to extricate them. We can't carry on with the rest of the program until the timing system is sorted. 200 fly awaiting for women. 200 IM for men. 400 freestyle for women. 50 freestyle for men. Then we will follow that up with a 200 breaststroke for men. Women's 50 fly. Last event of the individual events will be the 200 backstroke for men's relays. But sorry, we're in a bit of an impasse here at the moment. Well, everybody has to look at the timing device. It's not unusual for these big events here to now we've got the original race back on the board, but sadly no times yet. So it's like we're in a bit of a state of limbo because we are back to where we were. And I hope they can find that time, because you know what, I thought that looked pretty quick for Nick Pyle. Difficult to tell because it wasn't running on the clock, so couldn't give you any indication on that, but just the margin that he beat everybody else by indicates to me that was quite quick. And he would like to know, and Newcastle would love to know. He's standing waiting with the Newcastle team. Doesn't have a swim down until he finds out. And we can't give you any more information. I can tell you that in a couple of weeks' time we'll be in Leeds, and in 3 weeks' time we'll be in Leeds. 2 weekends of action. 2 weekends from now, and 3 weekends from now we'll have the North East Counties event from Leeds those 2 weekends. Here at Sheffield, all gone rather quiet. Women's 100 backstroke we've had. There we go. Go on, Nick, what do you do? 25.58 is the answer. So not quite as quick as I'd hoped, but still much better than everybody else. Coming through in drips and drabs. We could probably shout across the Newcastle posse and tell them, I thought it looked quicker than that, but there you go, 25.58. Look how much you won that by. That's a ridiculous amount in a 50, isn't it? Well, I hope those times are right. They all seem to be very similar. Did everybody finish that close? There's 25.58 for Nick Pyle, and he won that by 2.5 seconds in a sprint. 2.5 seconds? Well, that's probably why I thought it was so quick. He won it by such a massive margin. 28.08, 28.09, so Hickson and Carwell. And that looks like second and third, but Nick Pyle, 25.58. Boy, it looked quicker. But, yeah, take it. Quicker than this morning, not quite as quick as his personal best, but that'll come at some point in the future. Just about the perfect race and the way he executed it, just not as quick as maybe he would have liked.
Stockton, Melody Jones. In lane 2 from Newcastle, Krista Wilson. In lane 3 from the City of Leeds, Victoria Ganant. Lane 4 from the City of Leeds, Kira Schlossen. In lane 5 from the City of Leeds, Charlotte Robinson. Lane 6 from the City of Sheffield, Sophie Barker. Lane 7 from Doncaster Darts, Molly Chambers. Lane 8 from the City of Leeds, Ella Cooper. And in lane 9 from the Borough of Stockton, Faye Rogers. The final of the women's 200 metres butterfly.
Yeah, apologies for that hiatus. We're glad we could clarify it and confirm those times for you. Leeds looking across the way from us, very interested. They have a potential of a 1-2-3 here. On times, that's what they had this morning. So, coaching team of Leeds. The stopwatch is ready. Let's see maybe how quick Karis Lawson goes. Lane number 4, Charlotte Robinson one side of her, Victoria Ganant on the other side. And anybody else could spoil the party. Maybe Sophie Barker, maybe Krista Wilson. I'm not going to catch Lawson the way she's going. She's going to be leading at the 50. Splitting it at 30.51. Half a second back her teammate. And at the moment, Charlotte Robinson is breaking up that 1, 2, 3, 4 leads. But how long can she do that for? Maybe not very long, because leads are coming right to the 4. Castle also trying to get involved. But I think our leader is going to be our winner right the way through here, as she's looked like from the off. Kiara Slosson, 2:13 this morning. 100 completed, and I don't see anybody actually catching her. And she's so powerful and really in control of her stroke. It is now leads 1, 2, 3. Exactly what the coach on the far side wants. And they're going to get it by the looks of things. It's is there an interloper? Sophie Barker was there early, but possibly Sophie Barker could get third place here. But our winner, I think, is already determined. She's certainly determined in the way she's swimming this race. And Kiara Slosson, who was 4 seconds quicker than everybody else this morning, will be likely in that same kind of ballpark tonight. Shot in second, rather. Third is Ginant. Fourth place is Sophie Barker, who threatens maybe to get third place, but I think we are looking at the leads 1, 2, 3 very much here. With the winner, 17 years of age this year, Kiara Slosson. And she's going to win this. So she won it by 4 seconds this morning. Margin will be similar tonight. Comes in for a 2:14.60, which again is slower than this morning. I find that amazing. Really do, because the whole thing you're trying to achieve, after winning the race, of course, is to try and gradually improve through. Well, she was over half a second slower than she was in the heats.
So Kiara Slosson,
a little bit of a grey mark, if not a black mark from the coach. Got the job done, and they got the 1, 2, 3 they were looking for too. For City of Leeds, with Sheffield in fourth, so that part of the deal was achieved, but maybe not as quick. But the win is what she wanted, and she gets it. Kiara Slosson with Charlotte Robinson and Victoria Ginant in third. So next up, one of those great Sunderland Leeds Sheffield battles, with potential Daniel Morley of Derwent's getting involved as well.
Individual medley. Introducing in lane 0 from the City of Sunderland, Jay Manners. Lane 1 from the City of Sheffield, Owen Ottaway. Lane 2 from the... Lane 3 from the City of Leeds, Liam Burrow. Lane 4 from the City of Sunderland, Zach Logue. Lane 5 from Derwentside, Daniel Morley. Lane 6 from the City of Sheffield, Michaelo Rosenfeld. Lane 7 from the City of Bradford, Samuel Naylor. Lane 8 from Derwentside, Lewis Maxwell. And in lane 9 from the Borough of Kirklees, Adam Law. The final of the men's 200 metres individual medley.
Okay, where's your money on this one? Probably on Zach Logue, fastest qualifier in 4, but there will be pressure all around in the 200 IM as the strokes change. So the course of this race may well change as well. Zach Logue in 4. Leads Liam Birrell in 3. Daniel Morley in 5. Those are the fastest 3 qualifiers for the final. And same with the IM. You never take anything for granted, because the leader at 50 and leader at 100, not always the leader when it comes to 200. As the strokes change so much, less so in a 200 IM compared to a 100 version, which is obviously the 400 when translated. Daniel Morley, first of the war on the 50 fly. Zach Logue second, Liam Birrell in third. My theory, which I espouse all the time, is that the breaststroke sorts them out. As when they turn next time. At the moment it is Zach Logue, who has a little bit of advantage over Daniel Morley. He's in third place, and there's a whole row of swimmers just behind, but let's see Zach Logue's breaststroke, which I think from memory is quite strong, but he can actually blow the field away. It's a breaststroke he can do. Tony Moore's got quite a good breaststroke as well in second place, but you can see already forging forward and forging away just a little bit is Zach Logue in 4. 5 is Daniel Morley. 3 is Liam Birrell. Breaststrokes are probably equal quality, though the man who is making the move is Samuel Naylor in lane 7. He seems to have, of all of them, the breaststroke that's making the most advancement. Liam Birrell just a bit back off the pace now, so it's a case of finishing this off for Zach Logue. 1:39.17. He's already got quite an advantage. 50 to go. Liam Birrell, Daniel Morley, Sam Naylor. That's your 1, 2, 3, 4. But look at our winner, because I can call him the winner now with 25 to go, because nobody's going to catch him. Zach Logue, oldest in the field, 20 years of age this year. And if he wanted to, he could just turn things off and coast in now. Hopefully he's not going to do that, because he'll want a quicker time than he got this morning, which was 2:11. Well, it beats that. That's more like it. That's what we want to see. Translating the time in the morning to a faster time in the evening. 2:08.98 for Zach Logue. I think we'll be certainly happy with the win, and certainly happier than some to go with a much quicker time. So good. Next best time, 2:09.12. Oh, hello. New personal best. 2:09.12 is the entry time I've got. Now, that may not be his personal. So Zach could have a new PB. Certainly the quickest he's been in a while. Next up, 400 freestyle, 4 women. Lola Davison's already been involved, actually finished second in an earlier event, so she is the fastest qualifier, and we'll see her next up against Leah Crisp and Tia Ward.
Meters freestyle. In lane 0 from the city of Sheffield, Sophie Barker. In lane 1 from the borough of Kirklees, Millie Boulding. Lane 2 from the city of Sheffield, Alice Tickett. Lane 3 from the city of Leeds, Tia Ward. Lane 4 from Newcastle, Lola Davison. Lane 5 from the city of Leeds, Leah Crisp. Lane 6 from the borough of Kirklees, Rebecca Thornton. Lane 7 from the city of Sheffield, Safira Gabani. Lane 8 from Kingston upon Hull, Abby Bowden. And in lane 9 from the city of Leeds, Isabel Goodwin. The final of the ladies' 400 metres freestyle.
Yeah, really looking forward to this. Most of the races this weekend I really look forward to, but this one in particular, because I'm not quite sure which way it's going to go. Difficult one to call because there's a few imponderables here. Lola Davison went 5 seconds quicker than the entry time this morning. She got 4:22, so she is the fastest. Now, let's see if she can back it up. Tia Ward in 3, Leah Crisp in 5. Certainly Leah more experienced, but that was a huge drop down in time from Lola this morning. Like I mentioned in commentary this morning, she's got a similar kind of look, similar kind of stroke, similar kind of style to Joanne Jackson, who is still the British record holder in the 400 free. Right up there with them there again. So 5 of them, all pretty much in a line. She's just back off the other 4. But you know what? It's only the first 100, so that's not going to matter too much. Lane 5, Leah Crisp just setting the pace, only marginally though, from Rebecca Thornton to her right-hand side. Lola Davison is in third place at the turn. Nothing to choose between them, as you can see. 102, 103, 103, 104. That's after the first 100. I think it might come down to the strength of the 15-year-old this year, Lola Davison. Whether she can keep on. That's a lot to ask. There's a big drop down this morning, huge drop down in time to give her the best entry time, or second best. That was the best entry time, 4:22.54. But she's up against Leah Crisp, who's been swimming this event a little bit longer than she by a couple of years. So it's Lola Davison, but haven't reached halfway yet. But she's just a little bit off the pace. Might see her right alongside. Not quite sure whether she's got a kick finish or not. A lot to ask her to knock a massive amount of time off in one day, to be honest. That's what always happens. You knock a massive chunk off in the heats. Replicating that or getting close to it in the final can be difficult. Not going to ride her off yet, though. Leah Crisp leading at the halfway stage. Rebecca Thornton second. Lola Davison in third. And then a bit of a gap to Boarding Gabani and the rest. And a 400, when do you kick? When do you go? When do you try and break open the opposition? Leah Crisp is thinking about it. Rebecca Thornton's thinking about it, and I think they may have done already enough just to stop Lola Davison in her tracks. She'll be trying to get close to that 4:22 this morning. Maybe it's not quite in a range to do it twice in a day. Tia Ward in 3 is not really showing. The top 3 have it all to themselves, pretty much. Leah Crisp of leads at the front. Well, they haven't dropped Lola Davison yet. You know what? There's still 100 to go. She could, and she might, and maybe she will come into the frame. Do you know what? She's crept right up on Rebecca Thornton. Leah Crisp would seem to have this race won, but don't discount Lola Davison at all, because she is coming back with a good riposte here. Rebecca Thornton on the far side as well. I think our winner is going to come from, but second place is not as clear cut. Leah Crisp 4:22 this morning. Turns out 3:47 here, so we'll be looking to bring that back on the last 50 free. And I think we are seeing the spurt I expected to see from Lola Davison to work her way into second. She left it too late to win this race, though. She ain't going to catch our winner, but she is going to claim second place. Now, could we see 2 PBs in a day from Lola Davison? I think we could. I think we most likely will. Leah Crisp's going to win it. 4:19. 4:21, yes we do. Lola Davison with 2 big PBs in a day. 4:21. Terrific stuff from the young Newcastle swimmer in second place. Third place going to Rebecca Thornton. Yeah, really impressed with that. I was hoping that she might come with a bit of a storm at the end, and so she did. Crisp has a 4:14 before today, so that's not quick by her standards, but again, just what she needs, a 4:19 to win it, and she does. But keep an eye out for Lola Davison, 14 this year, so because we don't get the years of birth, we don't get the date of birth. Not sure whether she's turned 14 yet, but that is a well that Newcastle have got a couple of ones coming through, in addition to the likes of Nick Pyle and Emily Large. Switch things to the other end. See who the fastest man in the northeast is next.
Of the men's 50 meters freestyle. Introducing in lane 0 from Richmond Dales, Thomas Flower. In lane 1 from the City of Leeds, Jonathan Milner. Lane 2 from East Leeds, Richard Eyre. Lane 3 from Harrogate District, Matt Crisp. Lane 4 from the City of Leeds, Miles Sturck, Tadcaster Thomas Carswell. Lane 6 from the City of Sheffield, Cian Senior. Lane 7 from the City of Sheffield, Jack Toe. Lane 8 from Sheffield City, Robert Burton. And in lane 9 from the City of Sheffield, Cameron Brooks-Clark. The final of the men's 50 metres freestyle.
Again, intriguing. Should be about Miles Sturck. Should be about Thomas Carswell. But Richard Eyre, at a ripe old age of 25, did a terrific swim this morning and might just get that cat amongst the pigeons. Fastest man in water in the northeast, we will discover in the next 24 seconds or so. May well not develop till we get to 25 metres, and then from there on in, hopefully my aging eyes will better cast my eye on somebody who might be doing something special. We're looking at Thomas Carswell doing something quite good in lane number 5. Carswell coming through. Outside smoker, Cameron Brooks-Clark is doing well too. Think we're going to give it to 5. 5's going to get there surely first. Miles Sturck just edging him out. 23.92 for Miles Sturck. That was tight. How much in that? 23.92, 23.99. Thomas Carswell, 24.11 in the outside lane from Cameron Brooks-Clark. So 1, 2 and 3 separated by less than 0.2 of a second. Top 4 separated by just over 0.2 of a second. Terrific. Well, not really determined that until the last stroke, really, was it? 2 top 4. That's how close. Cameron Brooks-Clark nearly spoiling the centre of the pool party.
Welcome the women's 200 metres breaststroke.
And we move on to the 200 breast for women. Here come our swimmers.
Introducing in lane 0 from the City of Leeds, Ella Potts. Lane 1 from the City of Bradford, Harmony Rowe. Lane 2 from the City of Leeds, Rebecca Dunn. Lane 3 from Leeds, Martha. Lane 4 from the City of Sheffield, Amy Bell. Lane 5 from the Borough of Kirklees, Avril Bowler. Lane 6 from the City of Leeds, Charlotte Robinson. Lane 7 from the City of Leeds, Kiddiest Hodgson. Lane 8 from Skipton, Paige Fenton. And in lane 9 from the City of Leeds, Sienna Ho Shing. The final of the women's 200 metres breaststroke.
Amy Bell has already won the 400 metres individual medley this afternoon, mainly due to a great breaststroke leg. We'll see a full breaststroke range here in the 200 metres. And in the kind of form she's been in this weekend, very hard to see past her, but remember she's had a very quick turn around here. So if she is aching, and that IM will certainly do that to you. Still be a bit of lactate in those legs. She's had a lot of swimming this weekend and doesn't seem to have had any ill effects from it. Amy Bell take things out in lane 4. Avril Bowler in 5. Martha Bradley in 3. Don't see anybody from the outside lanes really getting in the mix yet. Amy Bell will take her lead into the first turn. Avril Bowler second. Charlotte Robinson third. Fourth is Martha Bradley. 5 Paige Fenton. Just to get Amy Bell's time for this morning, 2:35. Well, she'll be hoping to get maybe down towards 2:30. 2:30 is a really potential time. Not sure this stage of the season, stage of the year. 230 is really within her compass, but a win most certainly is. That's halfway assured because she gets to the halfway stage with a sizable lead over Avril Bowler in 5, Charlotte Robinson in 6, and Martha Bradley is in 4th place, but all they're looking at are the heels and the feet, and tiny bit of wash come for the feet of Amy Bell, who's in absolute control of this. And we see why that breaststroke part of her IM is so important, because she just pulls away from the rest of the field, as she is doing here on the 200, giving Avril Bowler and Charlotte Robinson absolutely no look in whatsoever. Looking for a big double this afternoon in the 400 IM and the 200 breaststroke. First bit already secured. This bit is not too far away from being secured. 2:35 this morning. Again, always like to see swimmers who win races in the afternoon go faster than they did in the heats. There's a really good mentality about that, because you are a racer and you want to race. Even if you're not racing anybody, you're racing the clock. So it's 2:35 in her compass. It's going to be touch and go. She gets the time for this morning, but yes, she is going to do it. Now she'll get inside 2:35, I hope. Go on, don't let me down. 2:34.74. She doesn't let me down, that is. She wins it by a big margin. Look at that, 7 seconds over Avril Bowler. 3rd place going to Martha Bradley. 4th to Charlotte Robinson. So huge margin, 1 to 2. How much side between 2 and 3, but that's huge in a race like that. 2:34.74. Nice notch of an improvement. Another win for Amy, a 2nd of the afternoon. Is she doing the 4x2 later? I don't know. Oh, I've got the sheet. Quick look. Is she doing the 4x2? Yes.
So we will continue.
She is.
The women's
She's doing the 4x2 later, so chance at 3 gold medals in the session for her.
Please come forward, girls.
4x2 women coming later at the back end of the programme. Looks like a straight head-to-head with Sheffield and Leeds in that one. The younger version, 14-16, we've got a few more teams. So it comes to the over 17s. It is Sheffield A and Leeds A. There's a Sheffield B entered, but I don't think they're going to appear. So we're straight head-to-head to finish things off between Sheffield and Leeds. Always exciting.
From Harrogate District,
really good line on both sides, actually.
In lane 1 from Newcastle, Olivia Katori.
Mouth-watering, and Amy Bell.
In lane 2 from
3rd
Tadcaster,
leg. We'll see her do the breaststroke, see her do the IM. We'll see her do the freestyle later. Sorry, I'm talking all over the introduction here.
City of Leeds, Kira Slosson. Lane 5 from the city of Sheffield, Kate Clifton. Lane 6 from the city of Leeds, Catherine Russell. Lane 7 from South Hunsley, Amelia Wright. Lane 8 from the city of Sunderland, Caitlin Cambrook. And in lane 9 from the city of Leeds, Charlotte Robinson. The final of the women's 50 metres.
Because I was talking all over the announcement. Sassy Palfreman, Harrogate 0. Olivia Cattery, Newcastle in 1. Alexandra Hurd of Tadcaster in 2. Neola Thorpe of York City in 3. And Kiara Slosson in 4. I think those are ones you didn't hear, but you will now see. 50 butterfly. Kiara Slosson's had a good afternoon as well. Already with 1 win under her belt. This one might be a little bit more tricky. Kate Clifton has her eyes on the prize. Kiara Slosson at 35 is looking very strong indeed. Is anybody going to come back to her? I don't think they are. Slosson with a 28.39 earlier on today. It's going to be good enough whatever she does tonight, because she's going to win this, and fairly comfortably too. 28.21. So that's a way to go faster and win. She's done just that. Kate Clifton in 2nd place, and Neola Thorpe finishing in 3rd. So anything Amy Bell can do, she can do too. 2 wins for Kiara Slauson, 28.21. Clifton 28.73. All the swimmers, bar one, under 30. Just one more event. That was the last women's event, individual. We'll finish off with an event that, well, Jay Lelliott's going for his double as well. Already won the 200 metres freestyle. So we can have 3 races in a row with people winning double events here, with the relay still to come. Jay already with the 400, 200, 400 and 800 being won. Going for 4 out of 4 here in terms of individual competitions. Just the relay medals he won yesterday. He is right in the centre of your picture.
To poolside the finalists in the men's 200 metres backstroke. Introducing in lane 0 from the city of Sheffield, Owen Ottaway. In lane 1 from the borough of Kirklees, Adam Law. Lane 2 from Newcastle, Adam Wilson. Lane 3 from the city of Sheffield, Simon Clement. Lane 4 from Derwenside, Oliver O'Halloran. Lane 5 from the city of Sheffield, Jay Lelliott. Lane 6 from the city of Leeds, Miles Sturck. The city of Sheffield, Ruben Vesda. Lane 8 from the city of Bradford, Samuel Naylor. From Newcastle, Alfie Scott. The final of the men's 200 metres backstroke.
Okay, last up in terms of the individual events this weekend. There we go, 200 backstroke. I was seeing a backstroker who was really a backstroker doing the backstroke and potentially winning it. But Oliver O'Halloran will have something to say about that, Jay Lelliott, as I imagine will your teammate Simon Clement. So 4 lengths to this Bonds Forge pool. There's maybe 2 or 3 who potentially could win this. It's not the event we normally expect to see Jay Lelliott in. This morning I don't actually ever remember having seen him do it, but he says he has at championships in the past. And a very respectable 2:07 this morning, but 2:06 for Oliver O'Halloran was quickest. I'll tell you who's really flying is Miles Sturck, a city Leeds. He's out on a mission after winning earlier as well. So another double bubble maybe for Leeds here, but Oliver O'Halloran has the lead at the 50 stage. Jay back in 3rd at the moment, so don't associate him with this, but he just comes strong at the back end of the race. We saw with the 200, his second 100 is very quick, whatever stroke he does. Oliver O'Halloran then at the front, being joined now by Simon Clement. Jay Lelliott back in 5th, Miles Sturck in 3rd, 4th is Adam Wilson. What a competition this is turning out to be. That's a great turn by Jay Lelliott, getting himself right back into 3rd place, and this race is far from over. Oliver O'Halloran at the front, but only marginally. Simon Clement's right beside him, coming through Jay Lelliott to his right on the backstroke. Miles Sturck not too far away. Last 50 is going to be intriguing here. It is Clement, O'Halloran, Jay Lelliott, Adam Wilson. Right, 35. Who's got what, boys? Simon Clement would love to beat his teammate on the far side, though he's not a renowned backstroke swimmer. Clement of the city of Sheffield, 17 years of age this year, but Jay Lelliott saying, oh no you don't, young pup, I want to come on to win this. I'm going to win this. I've already won all the races I've done this weekend. You know what, I'm going to go on and win this one as well. 2:07:01. Look at that, 1, 2 and 3 separated by just over half a second. Clement getting edged out by his teammate. Sheffield 1-2, and then Oliver O'Halloran. What a finish by the Boyle Elliott as well. The way he dived for that touch. That's 4 wins out of 4 in individual events this weekend. All the freestyles you might expect, and one you don't, and one maybe he didn't. But got the job well and truly done right on the end then. Fantastic finish. He's 5th at halfway. 5th at halfway, leader at 200. So 1-2 for the Sheffield boys. That's the individuals done, but not done in terms of action yet. We've got 2 more races, both of them relays, both of them women's.
The first one is the women's 14 to 16 years 4 by 200 metres freestyle team event. Introducing in lane 2, the City of Sheffield. In lane 3, the City of Leeds B. Lane 4, the City of Leeds A. Lane 5, Newcastle, Tynemouth. This is the women's 14 to 16 years 4 by 200 metres freestyle team event.
Penultimate event of the weekend. First of the 2 relays. This one with quite a few teams in it. No Chesterland Street. They pulled out. City of Sheffield A are there. City of Leeds also there. B and A. And a scratch in 6 from Kingston upon Hull. But everybody else on their way. Ella Took for Tynemouth, setting the early pace on the far side. Remember, it's 4 by 2 here. Newcastle and Madeline Hardingham setting the pace. Isabel Goodwin for City of Leeds A. City of Leeds B with Martha Bradley. Alice Thickett for City of Sheffield A. Not quite sure how this is going to unwind. I think probably swimmer for swimmer. Maybe Leeds A. Difficult one to call, I think. Newcastle got some strength as well, certainly in the opening stages. But it is City of Sheffield A. Alex Thickett who is leading at 100. Madeline Hardingham second. Ella Took third for Tynemouth. 4 is City of Leeds A. But this race will change a lot, change complexion all the way through. 800 metres, of course, with 4 different swimmers. Top 3 at the moment are strung right across the pool, but very close together. Won't be much between the leading protagonists in this one at 150. Sheffield A, followed by Newcastle, followed by Tynemouth. But Sheffield A and Alice Thickett have got off to a very good start here, but look at the finish potentially coming through from lane number 5 from Madeline Hardingham. Though she can't quite catch up with Alice Thickett. I think she is just edging a little bit close. There won't be much between the 2 of them when they get to the wall. Maybe a body length or a fraction more. Sheffield in, Newcastle in. Third place to Tynemouth. 4th are City of Leeds A. I don't expect them to finish 4th. I expect them to be coming through now with Emily Turner, Catherine Russell and Tia Ward. Tia Ward especially at the back end with a lot of pace, although she's had a lot of racing. A little bit crumbly, but once you get into a relay situation, they tend to put a lot of fire in the belly. Still City of Sheffield A followed by Newcastle, followed now by City of Leeds A, so they have moved up a place. Still quite a long way off the base though, still a long way behind Abigail Miles of City of Sheffield. Cadius Hodgson going for City of Leeds B, Emily Turner, City of Leeds A, Neem Page, Newcastle, and Harriet Lee for Tynemouth. 100 more to go on this leg. Sheffield, Newcastle, then City of Leeds A, who have made up a lot of ground. They're right up into third. Although, to be fair, Tynemouth are digging in pretty well. They want a piece of the action in the top three as well. Sheffield still in front, but Neem Page is having a good second leg here for Newcastle. There won't actually be, I don't think, a great deal between Sheffield and Newcastle. There will be just a little bit of open water between first and second, and then a little less between second and third. So Abigail Miles turns now. Newcastle second, but only just ahead of Leeds A. Front running very hard business in relays. Obviously got to rely a great deal on what's to come with the remainder of the swimmers, but half the job nearly done for City of Sheffield A. Jasmine Hartley waiting to take over. Leeds A will have Catherine Russell, Newcastle Krista Wilson, and Leonie Aldridge for Tynemouth. It's bunching up a little bit. Halfway stage, Sheffield, Newcastle, City of Leeds A, but watch City of Leeds A go. They've got some strength in the back end. Catherine Russell, Tia Ward, who we're now trying to hunt down Sheffield, Jasmine Hartley, and Safira Gabini. I would actually, difficult to call. I might have my money on City of Leeds A because they've got such a strong back end, even though Sheffield with Hartley and Gabani have a little bit of an advantage here, but still quite a ways to go. Leeds have moved into second, Newcastle into third. Quite a gap though, isn't there, between 1 and 2. A negligible gap between 2 and 3, but Sheffield are actually not relinquishing a lead. If anything, it's getting slightly bigger. Jasmine Hartley is having a storming first 100. But Ella Cooper will want to try and get a little bit tighter, a little bit closer to a Sheffield opponent off the wall. Newcastle not cast adrift yet, nor indeed a Tynemouth with Leonie Aldridge. So 300 to go. Sheffield still holding on as they have been for the majority of this race, but Leeds A, watch out for the yellow peril in the centre, because Catherine Russell is just upping a stroke rate, really pushing. You see physically how she's attacking the water. Sheffield getting to the wall first. That lead not really reduced by a great deal. Leeds over. Newcastle will be next. Very City of Leeds B, which I've hardly mentioned, quite a way back, but it's obviously their 18 they're hoping can usurp City of Sheffield A. Not as close as I thought they might be though, which is all credit to Jasmine Hartley for holding off. Now Tia Ward up against Safira Gabani. Is she going to give her enough to bring it home? Do you know, it's tight. It's going to be a very tight finish this. Sheffield against Leeds, that's where we're heading. Straight head to head between South Yorkshire and West Yorkshire. And Tia Ward is hunting her down and getting closer. I did call Leeds A early in the race, didn't I? So I can't change my mind now. Sheffield are holding on. There's a long way still to go in this head-to-head. 150 metres when they turn. Be a good job for Safira Gabani if she can hold on to this. She has got a lead of about 7 or 8 metres, which is going to take a lot to pull back. At the moment, Tia Ward is not making massive inroads, though she is starting to make some. Newcastle in third seem to have that pretty much all to themselves, but the lead, that's a different matter altogether. It looks quite a big gap, doesn't it? But believe me, it's not as big as it was before. It is closing. As Tia Ward, after a really hard weekend, got something in reserve. Safira Gabani Well, basically, talk about her weekend. She's been in the pool and out the pool and in the pool and doing heaven knows what. And I think she might be being swallowed up, gobbled up by Tia Ward. Yeah, Tia Ward now going to her legs. And poor old Safira saying, you know what, I don't think I've got much left. I've given my all this weekend, trying to bring the relay team home, but I think Leeds are going to get this. It's just Sheffield from Leeds, but all the, you know, if Safira Gabani brings this back, she should be bought the appropriate drinks for a hard program this weekend. But I think it's going to be too much for her. I think Tia Ward, who's not been slack either, is going to get the win, and the final win of the weekend for the youngsters, for the 14-16 age group, will go the way of Leeds. Tia Ward brings it home in 8:41.61. City of Sheffield A will be in second place, and Newcastle coming in third. Always thought that was a bit too much for poor old Safira. She swam this afternoon. Of course, she's been swimming right across the whole weekend, and I think she knows she's back in the pool for training tomorrow. But Leeds A actually getting the job done. So Leeds B finishing off now. Well, there's no DQs and no real indication that there's going to be. Board should revolve and give us the winner, and that is it. City of Leeds A, City of Sheffield A, Newcastle 1, 2, 3. But is revenge in the air? That's the question, because there is still one more event to go, and it is a straight head-to-head between Sheffield and Leeds. Oh, hang on. No, it's good. Oh, hang on. What's something here? Looks like City of Leeds have been disqualified. They have been disqualified. Oh, intake of breath. City of Sheffield A win that. Newcastle and Tynemouth. So ignore what's on your screen. City of Leeds A have been disqualified. Must be a faulty takeover. There were some gasps. People looking up at the scoreboard, so gaze over there to see that City of Leeds were DQ'd. So that's a shame for them.
17 years.
So I was about to give you the big build-up saying it's going to be
200 meters.
Sheffield A against Leeds A to get a bit of retribution, but in the end, they won't need to. I think we've only got 2 teams. There are 3 listed, but I think there's only 2 teams. Here they are.
In lane 3, the City of Sheffield. And in lane 4, the City of Leeds.
So, City of Sheffield A, City of Leeds A for the over 17s. Stacked. Absolutely stacked. Amy Bell looking for a 3rd win of this session. Crisp looking for another victory. Cara Slosson looking for her 3rd. This could be massively tight. Last one was quite close. This one might be closer still. Kate Clifton for City of Sheffield A to launch proceedings. Cara Slosson, City of Leeds. Then it'll be Sophie Barker for Sheffield, Leah Crisp for Leeds, Victoria Gannant 3rd up for Leeds, Amy Bell for Sheffield, Melanie Hall for Sheffield number 4, and Layla Black for Leeds. Tight, it is tight. 0.2 between 1 and 2. It's 200, so they might just be feeding each other out here. Sheffield, as you look nearer the camera, leads with the yellow cap in lane 4. I don't think there'll be an awful lot in this either way. That's 100 done. Gap is about 3/4 of a second, but that's nothing much in a 4x2. As we saw in the previous race, some people like to just hold on, bide their time, and then push on in the second 100 and make a decisive move, decisive break. Just to give you confirmation, the last race, to mention it was probably due to faulty takeover. It was. That's why City of Leeds were disqualified. Well, they're not going to be disqualified hopefully in this one, but they've got a lot of work to do already, because Kate Clifton's having a very good first leg for 200 for Sheffield. It's not over by any means. But 2 to 3 body lengths advantage. Kate Clifton will give to Sophie Barker. Leeds will have Leah Crisp waiting in the wings. When Chiara, poor girl, she's been swimming a lot this weekend. I think she is spent. I think it was a case of, what was one race maybe too many for me. So can Sophie Barker protect this lead against Leah Crisp? At the moment, it's quite a big one, bigger than I thought it might be. But Amy Bell, who mentioned, had a lot of racing this weekend, already with 2 successes under her belt today, waiting up next for Sheffield. Victoria Gannant for Leeds. It does come down to a head-to-head. That will be between Melanie Hall and Layla Black. But it looks like at the moment that may not be the way the race is panning out. Sophie Barker, Leah Crisp with a lot to do, even at this stage. 100 to go, of course, in this yet. But can she close the gap? Of course she can. 100 still to go in this leg. Gap in terms of time is what? Just over 3 seconds, 3.3. So we'll have another look at the split when they get to the far end. I don't think it's going to be 3.3 when they turn next time, because I think just edging her way imperceptibly is Leah Crisp. 3.3. Yeah, visibly it looks like less than 3.3. But the clock is the all-knowing arbiter of these kind of things. Let's see whether it is 3:43, 3:46. Yeah, it's 2.5 now. So 0.8 taken out, but still not close. Still not close enough to really launch a charge. And in fact, if anything, I think that lead is maybe, I'm about to say getting bigger, but suddenly poor old Sophie Barker is finding the last few strokes quite a struggle, and that means Leah Crisp is taking advantage, and there will be nowhere near 2 seconds between them this time. It's 1.4. So that's the advantage that Amy Bell takes in, because of Victoria Gannant. I say, well, a lot of our swimmers this weekend have had multiple races. None more so than Amy Bell. She's had 2 finals and won both of them this afternoon, so she's going for 3 in the session. 1 relay gold and 2 individual events. Very good swim in the 400 IM earlier on. At the moment, not looking in a mood to open that door for Victoria Gannant for City of Leeds. 100 more to go when she turns, and of course we'll be into the last 200 of the weekend. Looking quite smooth, looking quite elegant, considering how many meters she's logged this weekend. Amy Bell. Don't see a decisive kick coming from Victoria Gannant at the moment. Amy Bell doing what she's doing. I think she's pretty much aware of where her opponent is and where the opposition might be able to get to. And I don't think she's going to give her any look whatsoever. We've seen her in multiple events, multiple strokes this weekend, including, of course, the IM. Well, freestyle is working to great effect here. And Amy Bell has, as good as, said, Leeds, you're not having this. It's our pool, being held in our place, and we want to see this home. And every reason to suspect that Melanie Hall can do that. Layla Black is going to have a lot to do. Looking down at her, she's looking back at her team going, okay, can I do this? Oh, of course you can, but look at the margin. It's as big as it's ever been, I think. It is 7 seconds. Good luck with that. Good luck with Dolph. She can get anything out of this final leg. She's doing well. Is Layla Black up against Melanie Hall, but you can see how far away she is. Look, when she turns, there'll probably be around about 7 meters, 8 meters between our leader and second. It's easy for you to look at the time, doesn't it? That gives her more of an indication. Has she actually taken any time out of it? No, she hasn't. It's up to 8 seconds now, so it's now turning into a bit of a procession. Exactly what Sheffield won. That means that Melanie Hall has the option of kind of not gliding in. She won't want to take anything for granted here, but that lead does not look to be appreciably getting smaller. 100 meters left for the final event of the weekend here in Sheffield. 4x2 for the 17 years and over. And it has been, I always think it's a bit cruel giving them relays. Very hard and arduous swims over 2 days, and now they're basically saying, right, we want you to do a relay and try and get your team to gold. Well, it's not proving to be too difficult for Melanie Hall, because she's going to do just that. Poor old Layla Black, I think, is looking up going, yeah, okay, it's yours. I'll keep going because I have to, but in terms of eating into the advantage, well, it's going to be nearly, well, it's more than 15 meters, probably about 20 meters by the time she turns. That was a forlorn hope from the moment she left the blocks. Now, all she can hope is one of the Sheffield takeovers has been a faulty one, like Leeds had in the previous one, but do you know what? I think they were safe as houses. And this will be a great conclusion to the afternoon for Sheffield, and indeed for Amy Bell, who will take her 3 wins in the session. And big margin. Probably looking at what? 10 seconds, 12 seconds, maybe more. 8:36 plays 8:48. Oh, 8:50. There you go, 14 seconds in the end. So Sheffield win the last 2 events, which I suppose is only proper and right they should, in their own building. Both the relays won by Sheffield after the DQ of City of Leeds, and that's where we wrap things up for the first of 3 North East regional events this weekend, and 2 more weekends to come. We have Leeds in a couple of weeks' time and 3 weeks' time as well. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage on YouTube from Sheffield. It's been a great pleasure to be here and see some stars of the future, and some stars of now who are starting to improve their performances as well. We'll see you in Leeds in a couple of weeks. For in Sheffield, it's a very good night.